going on, dudes and dudettes? So one of what's supposed to be USC's transfer portal cornerbacks, John Humphrey from UCLA, he was looking like he was going to start for the team, but it looks like he's doing a minor surgery. They didn't say exactly where, but it will keep him out at least for this spring camp, and it already has. I think he already had the surgery, so he will be out until the summer workouts, and then once the fall workouts officially come in. So hopefully he'll still have time to contend for one of those starting spots. But as of right now, it looks like one of the freshmen, Marcellus Williams, who's from St. John Bosco out there in Orange County, he was a 4-star. He looks like he's been getting some first team reps and starter reps, and it's pretty interesting because I know his older brother played for USC for like 5 years or something like that. Always seemed hurt and got injured, but yeah, he's finally making the leap to the NFL after this last season. But it looks like it's going good so far right now for his younger brother Marcellus. So maybe he has a chance to get up there. Maybe he is just looking this good because of the injury to Humphreys. But we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out towards the end of the season or end of the practice during the summer and then into the beginning of the season during the fall. And yes, the WNBA draft was tonight, and a couple of USC players were selected in the third round. The first one was Mackenzie Forbes, who we talked about here quite a bit. She did pretty good for USC. She got picked on round 3 at number 28 to the LA Sparks, so that's pretty cool. She'll be sticking around in LA, so that's nice to see. And then Caitlin Davis as well was in round 3 at number 35 to the New York Liberty, so she'll be going cross country, but they've always had a nice history to their team. A lot of good players played for New York. I think one of the better players is on the team right now, so we'll see what she can do. She started playing a bit more and starting for the team later in the season. That was Davis. Mackenzie Forbes was one of the bigger Ivy League transfers that came over and played right away and did pretty good next to Juju, so she showed she can play, do a lot of good stuff for USC and hopefully now for the Sparks. So we'll see how their careers end up moving forward. And now ex-USC men's basketball player Boogie Ellis is looking to play in something called the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament, which I believe is in front of a bunch of NBA teams and scouts, and especially a lot of international scouts as well. So in case these guys don't get drafted or see a better opportunity overseas because they were seen here and some other places, because maybe you go to this because you might not get invited to some of the NBA combine stuff right before the draft, so you kind of just put all your eggs in one basket here just in case you don't get that separate invite to the main thing to be able to get your name out there, some more tape for these scouts to see. So hopefully this will be able to help them out. I think Ellis is good enough to be in the NBA, but like I said, there are a lot of guys who go overseas because that is more guaranteed money right away, and sometimes the contract's only for a year or two instead of like the 3 or 4 years, or maybe you're bounced around all the time getting only minimum stuff because you're still a rookie on that deal in the NBA. But either way, good luck to him, and we'll see where he goes from here in a couple of months. Yeah, a couple of guys were visiting the Chargers, a Clemson cornerback and Nate Wiggins. And I believe the Alabama edge, Dallas Turner, will be visiting the Chargers Tuesday as you're watching this, going into Wednesday as well, which is pretty interesting because those guys aren't players you would be normally selecting right now at number 5. So it kind of seems like they're either doing their homework just in case they end up trading back and getting a couple more picks, or maybe just one pick later in the first round and not at number 5, but then you'll get some more picks in the between rounds as well, like second, third, and fourth rounders. So I know these guys will definitely be selected in the first round, maybe early second, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty early for, like I said, for both Turner and Wiggins, especially Wiggins, because he was looking like a top 10 or 15 guy, but he did hurt himself at that NFL Combine running the 40, and I guess he has still been kind of taking his time coming back. Turner is supposed to be one of the better edge players in this draft, but even some people prefer a guy like Jared Verse from Florida State as well. So maybe we'll see if they pull off some kind of major trade on draft day, but as of right now, I don't see it really happening, just in case like Minnesota or even the teams ahead of them, the Patriots and Arizona Cardinals, end up trading their picks to someone else, because then the Chargers just pretty much stay and pick the best player available. So we will see. And Duke had one more player enter the transfer portal on Monday. His name is Jaden Schutt, or Shoot. He is the guard who came a couple years ago. I think he just redshirted, so he probably still has 3 years of eligibility left to play. But he wore the number 14 when he came in as a freshman, so obviously I thought he was going to have a nice career, but of course it just never happened. What's kind of what usually happens with a bunch of the certain type of white guys who aren't like the main 5-star players that come into Duke nowadays. They kind of just put on the side, and then they end up transferring somewhere else. I think there was another guy a couple years ago who did that and went to Michigan and played okay, but not that great. But yeah, now we'll see who gets the new number 14, whether it's somebody on the roster now or one of these freshmen coming in. So yeah, looking forward to that. Good luck to him. Don't feel any bad will towards him. It's just too many good players. I was surprised he even stayed this year. Excuse me. But either way, good luck to him and the rest of his career. And then yeah, speaking of that WNBA draft, I wasn't gonna really watch. I just kind of wanted to see if the Indiana Fever were gonna mess up and not take the best player in college basketball right now, or who was in college basketball. Iowa's Caitlin Clark, but they did pick her. And then I saw that the LA Sparks have 2 picks in the first 4 picks, so I said might as well just stick around, see what they pick, and hopefully they don't mess it up. And in my mind, they did not, at least in the first one where they picked at number 2 overall, picking the Stanford forward Cameron Brink, who I obviously know pretty well just because of watching USC women's basketball pretty recently. And then Stanford has always been a really good team, making it to the Final Fours and all that stuff with how good their coach was and coaching that team all the way there. And I think they might have won a championship. I could be wrong, but I definitely know they played in one of the championships pretty recently. So I knew about her, knew how good defensively she was, and apparently that's what the LA Sparks needed, that type of player. So they definitely got that at number 2 with her. And then at number 4, they went with another player I didn't really know much about, Rakia Jackson from Tennessee, which I was kind of surprised because I was kind of hoping for Aaliyah Edwards, who was a forward from UConn, because I knew more about her. But watching the highlights, Rakia looked pretty good overall on the court, especially at a small forward type of wing player who could be playing like positions 2 through 4. So yeah, overall I thought it was a nice pick, but they are highlights, so of course they're going to show the better plays. That's why every NFL player that is drafted and they have a clip package for them, highlight package, they all kind of look good, and you kind of wonder why they weren't picked earlier. But it's obvious that they just chose the best plays to highlight what they did well while in college. But yeah, overall it looks like it's a pretty good pick. And as well, Mackenzie Forbes from USC later in the draft was selected to the Sparks as well. So they have a pretty nice team. I know they lost a couple of good players according to what I was listening to and watching during that draft presentation, and they didn't really sign anybody that I knew. So they definitely needed some youth and help and some talented players, which is what it looks like they got. So we'll see how it ends up. But yeah, sort of looking forward to the WNBA season, I guess now. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Bye.